How many hours have you spent watching your favorite celebs in their best interviews? Uncountable, right? How many hours have you spent watching them in their worst ones? Oops, that sounds awkward, right? It is, especially when a star fires back at the reporter because of an inappropriate question about their body, dress, or personal life. Today, we've made a list of all the celebs who did that, and let us tell you, we have many. Starting with number 10, Anne Hathaway. You'd think a graceful actor like Anne won't lose her cool in an awkward interview, right? Wrong, because she did. But we don't blame her. The interviewer was out of line. Who was it? The ever-famous Jerry Penacoli will be making quite a few rounds in this list. His encounter with Anne happened when she was promoting The Dark Knight Rises, when he kept asking her how she had kept herself in such great shape and how it felt to fit into the form-fitting catsuit. He even asked her about her feline fitness regime, if such a thing exists. Not the best line of questioning, is it? Anne kept answering professionally, even saying that the suit was comfortable enough, but his questions didn't stop. She finally snapped and asked him if he wanted to lose weight and fit into a catsuit, which is why he was asking those questions. Oops, Jerry, how does it feel to be on the other side of creepy questions? On number 9, we have Jerry Seinfeld. Now, this is one guy we'll trust to speak his brain, but did we expect him to speak it up so loud? Nah, neither did Larry King, whose interview with the comedian in 2007 went off the rails when he asked if Seinfeld had been canceled by the network or by Jerry. Poor King didn't know what hit him when his guest got all agitated by the idea of getting canceled. He started yelling, saying it was a pretty well-documented fact that he ended the show, not the network. He even reminded Larry of his 75 million viewers last episode. Eesh, you didn't have to take it so badly, man. And King said the same, but I guess Jerry wasn't happy with the question because he went on to say there was a big difference between being canceled at being the best and that if anyone could get his resume for Jerry to go over. Talk about overreactions. After that, at 8, Tom Hardy. The Venom actor has played some amazing roles in his career, including bisexual gangster twins Ronnie and Reggie Cray in Legend. But during its promotion, his interviewer took things a little too far by using his character's to ask Tom a personal question. You guessed it. Hardy was asked why his he seemed so ambiguous, and if he found it hard to talk to the media about it. Awkward. He had a pretty clear-cut response, though. First, he asked them what on earth they were talking about and if they were asking him about his. When the reporter said yes, he ended the conversation gently, "Thank you." Granted, the journalist was from an LGBT newspaper, but did they have to put the actor in a spot like that? On number 7, we have Tony Danza. Now, this one's a doozy. So, Danza went on a TV show, and during a break, he started talking smack about it, not realizing he was still on the air. He called the news show terrible, and even though the interviewer tried to signal him, he didn't stop. He added that he didn't want to be part of the show and was even all mopey about how he was having second thoughts about his appearance. There's only so much the interviewer can do at this point, so he asked Danza if he could hear him now and that this was nothing but an interview about his movie. Tony, being, well, Tony, didn't even care and went on to reprimand the guy. Poor him. We can't even imagine how awkward the interview must have been. Moving on to number 6, Scarlett Johansson. Do you know what the worst thing about being the only female Avenger in an all-male lineup is? The interviews, especially with Jerry Penacoli. Yep, we have him again. In 2012, while Johansson and Renner were promoting the first Avengers film, he struck again with the awkward and asked Scarlett if she was able to wear undergarments in her suit. What's with you and the suits, man? But thankfully, the actor wasn't having any of it. She just snapped and said it was the 5th person who asked her that today, and since when did people start asking actors about their underwear in interviews? She had a point there, and Jerry didn't feel remorse when he remarked on her suit being skin tight. Dude, ever heard of the word stop? And when Scarlett said she'd leave it up to his imagination, he had the gall to say if he was being inappropriate and even said he had asked Joss Whedon about the whole thing. What? Salute to Scar, Joe, for taking it so gracefully. We probably wouldn't have done that. After that, on the number 5, Mariah Carey. In 2017, when her then fiancé was being investigated for illegal gift-giving in Israel, Mariah was promoting her skincare line in the same country. You can imagine what happened then. In an interview about her brand, the journalist asked her about her ex's whereabouts and even about the dinner they'd had with Benjamin Netanyahu, who was serving as the prime minister of the country back then. She tried to keep it diplomatic, saying she had some pretty good food there and that she attended only because she was invited. But when the reporter kept prying, she snapped, saying, "Please, darling, please. I don't know where he is. Only she didn't say he." She also got angry and said she keeps away from all the political stuff, so please stop asking her. Poor woman. We bet she didn't expect to be caught in the crossfire like that. On number 4, we have Samuel Jackson. Yeah, they did our man Jackson bad too. But he wasn't going to keep quiet about it. In an interview with KTLA, anchor Sam Rubin started listing the actor's past projects and mentioned the buzz around the Super Bowl commercial. Only the thing is, Samuel wasn't in any Super Bowl commercial. Lawrence Fishburne was. Awkward would be an understatement, and we bet Rubin felt it too because he scrambled to apologize and bring the interview back on track. Jackson lost it on him, calling him as crazy as the people on Twitter. He even went on to say that not all black actors look alike, and that as the station's entertainment reporter, he had to have more knowledge and at least an idea of what the difference was between him and Fishburne. He wasn't wrong. We'd be angry too. And how did it end? In a classic S. Jackson way, when he said there must be a very short line for your job outside here. Oops, talk about burns. Now on 3, we have Jennifer Lawrence. Remember that whole phase when Jennifer was a press favorite for all the interesting interviews she used to give? At the 2016 Golden Globe, she became angry when she called out a reporter for looking at his phone instead of her during an interview. She called out to him, saying he couldn't live his whole life behind the phone, and that he had to live in the now. When the reporter apologized and asked her how she saw herself for Oscar night, she snapped again, correcting him that it was the Golden Globes and that he'd know if he put his phone down. Yeah, not Jennifer's best moment, especially when the internet pointed out the reporter's thick accent and that he may have been looking for English translations on his phone. Others said he was trying to take her photo with his cell phone and was laughing during the exchange. So while we don't know what's true, Anne Hathaway came to her defense when netizens were tearing her down. On number 2, Emma Thompson. Meghan Markle marrying Prince Harry became a worldwide hype fest, and even actors couldn't escape, especially British ones. Emma Thompson was one of them, and her response was amazing. When asked what she thought about the royal wedding, she snapped and said that she had not a single thought to share with them. But her interviewer kept asking her about it, asking if she had any well wishes for the new couple. Emma asked them to just stop, saying that she wished them well, but she didn't know them, so just stop with the questions. Good call there, Emma. We'd have done the same. Finally, on number 1, Taylor Swift. Swifties, ready on your icon's comeback? Well, this one's from the 2015 Grammys red carpet when an Entertainment Tonight reporter, while capturing her dress and shoes, said that they only wanted to show the legs, adding a comment that Taylor was probably going to walk home tonight with more than just one trophy, maybe even a lot of men. What? Swift responded that she wasn't walking home with any men because they got her into trouble and she would hang out with her friends instead. You do you, Queen. Well, that's a wrap for this video. Which of these interviews was the most awkward? Let us know in the comments below, and make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. We'll see you in the next one.